Hi everybody, welcome and good evening and welcome to day 6 of my 90-day vlog challenge. Today I'm coming to you with a question, and my question to you is, are you a procrastinator? For those of you that don't know me or haven't seen these vlogs before, my name is Melissa Johnson. I am the principal psychologist and the director at Thriving Mind Psychology Clinic, located here on the Sunshine Coast, and we had another glorious day here today. Okay, so why am I asking you this question? Well, I have actually been procrastinating on something over the last couple of weeks. And last night it all came to a bit of a head, and basically it came to the point where it had to be done and I had to pay the consequences of not getting it done earlier. Now, I'm not someone who is normally a procrastinator. I like to be prepared. I like to be structured and planned. I like my lists. I like my diary. But in this particular instance, I procrastinated. And what it was about was my tax. So 2 weeks ago, I made an appointment to have my tax done this morning. So I had 2 weeks to prepare all the stuff that I needed to get my tax done. And really, it's not that difficult. It's just a couple of hours of getting things together and getting everything organized. But because it's not very exciting and it's a little bit boring and it's tax, I kept putting it off. I kept procrastinating. I kept saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it tonight. And then, of course, magically, I found something else better to do. So basically what happened is it came to last night and it had to be done, and I hadn't started it at all. And as you know, I had done my exercise class in the evening, which didn't finish until 7 o'clock, and then I went off and did the groceries. So I didn't actually get home till about 8:15 last night. So by the time I sat down to do it, it was 9 o'clock. I was up until midnight doing tax, which was really awful and boring. And to make matters worse, the start of my favorite series, TV show, started last night, and I had to miss it because I had to do my tax. And yes, it is Gogglebox. Please do not judge. As a psychologist, I love watching people. I'm one of these people who love to sit at the airport and watch people. So watching people, I am just in my element. Okay, so that's my story of procrastination, and I'm sure we're all guilty of it at times, sometimes more than others. So I thought I'd share with you 3 steps to overcoming procrastination. So my step number 1 is start today. Why? Because tomorrow never comes. We often are guilty of saying, I'll do that tomorrow, or I'll start that next week, or I'll start that next month. But the problem with that is it just never happens. Well, often it doesn't happen, okay? So that is step number 1, start today. Hi Kim, thank you for joining again. Lovely to have you here. I'm talking about procrastination and some steps to overcoming procrastination. So step 1 was just to start today because tomorrow never comes. Step number 2 is to choose one thing. So often we can become really quite overwhelmed with this huge big to-do list or a really big job that we need to do. So maybe we need to clean the house or we need to clean a room. And it's just too overwhelming. So often what happens is we don't start. So just choose one thing, or let's say an example of cleaning, choose one area. So perhaps it's just one cupboard or one drawer. Okay, so break it down and just choose one thing to focus on. It helps to reduce the overwhelm associated with getting started. And step number 3 is to give yourself a time limit. So whether that, and make it a small time limit, make it really easy and really achievable. So let's say it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes even. So if you're a uni student and you were needing to study, perhaps you could say to yourself, I'm going to choose this one chapter, I'm going to start today, and I'm just going to sit down and do it for 15 minutes. Okay, so commit to doing it for 15 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever's going to work for you. what is going to happen is one of two things. At the end of that time frame, you are either going to, one, get to the end, close that book or finish what you're doing and move on to something else. And that is completely fine because that was the goal. The goal was to start today, choose one thing and just do it for that certain time limit. And if that's what you do, that is fabulous. The other thing that might happen is you might get to the end of that time frame and keep going. And maybe you'll finish the chapter of the textbook that you were reading, or you'll finish doing the entire room that you were cleaning. And that's fine too. That's amazing. But if that doesn't happen, that's all right. So today is my tips for procrastination. So remembering, it is number 1, start today. Number 2, choose one thing. And number 3, put a time limit on it. Now these are definitely the steps I should have used earlier in the week instead of procrastinating and sitting up until midnight doing my tax last night. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you all have an amazing Friday evening and looking forward to a lovely weekend. I will come to you again tomorrow with another topic. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like or love if you have enjoyed this. And of course, as always, please feel free to share it if you know someone who might find it interesting. Thank you everyone who is watching me live. I do appreciate having everybody here. I shall see you all very soon. Bye-bye. Bye for now.